Begin.
Recently in August 2019, according to the Scientist.com, a scientific magazine, Spanish scientists were able to create human-monkey chimeras, which was a mix between a human embryo and a monkey embryo. Now, they did this in China, quote, because it was to avoid legal issues, end quote. Now, this is an example of how animal testing can be conflicting to people, for example, in its morality or in its practicality. So, with the argument of morality, one side says that since animals have the ability to feel pain, then they should merit the same respect as humans. According to hopes.stanford.edu, written by an article written by Stephanie Louie, who is a master's degree candidate of the University of Washington, she wrote an article addressing both sides of the moral argument for animal testing. So she said, quote, moral status comes from the capacity to suffer or enjoy life, end quote. And what this is trying to argue is that animals, since they can show an expression of pain and are able to feel pain, then they should merit the same respect as humans, and the fact that we shouldn't treat them as anything less than humans. Now, the other side argues that animals do not belong in the same moral community as humans. So it's the fact that they don't have a consciousness or have the ability to make decisions or make moral decisions or make governments or anything along those lines. In the same article by Stephanie Louie, she said, quote, since most animals do not have the cognitive capabilities of humans and also do not seem to possess full autonomy, meaning that animals do not rationally choose to pursue specific life goals, they are not included in a moral community. So then the other side of the argument is the practicality of animal testing. By practicality, I mean, does it work? Does it give us solutions? Does it help with research? Are there other alternatives? So one side of the argument was that animal testing is not very efficient because of the fact that animals and humans have inherent physiological differences. The argument is that us as biological beings are too complex with all our nuances, subtleties, and our genetic makeup, and all of us are different in each way. It's the fact that when you're testing on one human doesn't automatically result in exact results for another human. So no two humans are the same way. Why should an animal and a human be the same in things that will affect us, such as drugs, medicines, or anything like that? So according to a News Internationalist in 2011, a publishing cooperative from Oxford, humans differ from other animals autonomically, synectically, and metabolically, meaning that data derived from animals cannot be extrapolated to humans with sufficient accuracy. Now, the other side of that argument is that because humans and animals are so complex, we need a subject of that same complexity. For example, some have suggested computer simulations, or cell cultures is what they call, which is just a gathering of cells which is supposed to simulate a living organism. But these cell cultures are very small and they're not an entire living organism. So people on the other side of this argument argue that we need an animal because it's the same level of complexity as a human. And not exactly the same, but the closest indicator we do have to an actual human. So a quote by Speaking of Research in 2017, which is an activist group, biomedical researchers need tools truly capable of mimicking this level of complexity, end quote. So with all of these arguments in mind, it's clear that animal testing is going to be a issue to debate over the next couple of years, and it's going to continue to be debated as computers get more efficient at simulations, as cell culture grows, and we find more alternatives in order to be able to reproduce these kind of results. Any questions?